This is USA Radio News.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policy
I
you
hate
had to
this
purchase
commercial.
for your previous
Hate
mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou
I hate
Term
this.
Provider, 800-333-1750.
Big Lou.
Big Lou is
He's on
intimately
meds,
familiar
too.
with your problems, and if you're 50 or
I think
60
that's
years old and in
I think that's
reasonably
a
good health,
brilliant
a $1 million
advertisement
policy should
thing.
only
I hate
cost
it.
about
I don't-
$100 to $200 per month.
It may
Big
be
Lou has a
brilliant, but I
solution
don't
for
like
your
it.
previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten
I
the
just think
load
it's
on your
funny.
new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big
It's not
Lou.
gonna make me
He's
wanna
like you,
call them.
except he's only on number
I just think
2.
it's funny.
Call Term Provider at
All right.
800-333-1750. That's 800-333-1750 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live
Let me
with.
guess,
Call
right at
Big
the end,
Lou
right?
at 800-333-1750. 800-333-1750.
The Biden administration is planning to enact a rule that will require tobacco companies
It's
to
not there. It's not
minimize
there.
the amount of nicotine
Somebody-
in
The National Rifle Association
back.
by New York Attorney General Letitia James.
Good morning,
is under
everybody.
witch hunt. So says a judge who dismissed the NRA's claims allowing the lawsuit to continue.
There we go.
James is accusing some of the group's top executives of financial improprieties and seeking to dissolve the group. The NRA said in a court filing last year that James is waging a blatant retaliation campaign because of its views. A Mexican company calling for supporters to speak out after a court ruling they called.
Did you ever find that?
a judge
No, I didn't
having
find that. I
war
texted
fighting
him
in Mexico City
and see if he's gonna give me
indefinitely.
another
La
CD to
Plaza,
find.
Mexico is what the stadium is known as.
But you're not gonna be
has
able-
issued a statement calling on
What?
fans
You're not gonna be able to look at the
protest
text until
ruling.
after the show, right?
Stadium urged fight supporters to post
yeah.
pictures of themselves
Probably.
with the word freedom written on their hands. The company
This
said
one I
it
thought I
would
already
appeal the ruling. For USA Radio News, I'm Ellie Andrews.
North Korea leader Kim Jong-un doubling down on his arms buildup. He says it's due to an aggravating security environment. Kim's comments came during a 3-day political conference that wrapped up Friday. He defended his accelerating weapons development as a rightful exercise of sovereign rights to self-defense. The plenary meeting of the Workers' Party's Central Committee came amid a streak of missile demonstrations aimed at forcing the U.S. to accept the idea of North Korea as a nuclear superpower. For USA Radio News, I'm Kenneth Burns in New York.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVVF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content
I gotta
here
take a
on
look.
all
They gotta take a
programs
look
are
at that
those of the
news
host and their
on
guests.
USA Radio News. Because it messes up sometimes. Cuts out
Hey, Joey, what's happening?
some other things.
I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding
does.
towns? It's time for the Middleboro.
They used to have a
Weekly
sports
Review
report,
with
but they
your
don't
host,
have it
Joey
anymore.
Briscoe. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM
Good, Mike.
1530
Good, Mike.
WVF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Don't do that on the air. Alright. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. It is the 12th of June, 2022. This is the last Middleboro in Review for the first half of 2022. And, yeah. Dawn, next Sunday, or actually, looking through here, Monday is the 13th, Tuesday 14th, Wednesday the 15th. Wednesday will start a second half of the year, Dawn. We're already one half through the year, Dawn. Your thoughts on that? And also, good morning to
No,
you, Dawn.
one half of the year is the end of June, Joey.
I thought it was the 15th.
No.
Okay, well, I thought it was the
I was
15th.
sitting there scratching my head. I was like, what the heck is he talking about?
I thought it was the 15th.
No, it's 6 months.
Because we're halfway through June, and
no,
then...
6 months is the end of June, and then 6 months
Okay, you know
to,
what?
to the end of
Yeah.
December.
That probably makes a
Oh,
little
that's
bit more...
fine.
Probably makes a little bit more sense. Okay,
Yay.
okay. It's me, and it's Sunday morning. Sometimes my brain is scrambled. So,
Oh, that's good. Good thing to tell the audience, huh?
whatever. Okay, so at the end of the month, we will be approaching the halfway mark. So
Well,
we're approaching the halfway mark anyway.
It
So
goes by quarters in tax. The first quarter is January, February, March. Okay, second quarter is April, May, June.
Yep.
Third quarter is July, August, September. And the fourth quarter is October, November, December.
well, technically, we'll be in 2023 when it comes to fiscal year.
July
Doesn't that start July 1st?
Usually July 1st.
Yes, we'll be in it in about a couple of weeks.
But, yeah,
Fiscal year wise, not actual year wise.
right. It's always July 1st.
So July 1st will be the first evidence that 2023 is coming. But we still have months and months away from January 1st, but almost halfway through the
You
year.
could argue that on Wednesday is half of the month. We can go there, but not half the year.
Okay,
Not
all
quite
right.
yet.
All right, not yet. All right, well, I apologize. I will correct myself.
I corrected you for you. You know?
like I did on Monday. I corrected myself with one thing about the sports. That's what I'll do here.
You know what, Joey?
It's important to do that.
You know what? You could talk sports, and you could be talking totally wrong, and I wouldn't know. So you're not gonna get any lip from me on the sports.
No,
At all.
I did mess up one thing on the sports report, so I had to make a correction. But that happens every once in a while. I'm usually pretty good with the sports.
You are really good with the sports.
I'm usually pretty good with the
Yes,
sports.
you are, sir.
And another team that's usually pretty good with the sports is the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have made their third straight Stanley Cup final. The dominance continues for the Tampa Bay Lightning. We have family members that are loving that the Tampa Bay Lightning are in the finals for the third straight time, Don.
Yes.
We have family members down in Florida who
Yeah.
love the Tampa Bay Lightning. So,
Tampa Bay has been a real success.
they have been.
All the Tampa Bay teams in the last few years.
Yeah.
Everyone's smiling.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to our friend Danny Harmon down in Tampa, a real friend buddy who calls in every once in a while, and makes the films, and he was really excited that that Tampa's doing well, and they got great teams down there, and I grew up in Florida for a little bit during 1976 to 1978, and the Buccaneers were like larger than life. And they were a relatively new team at that point in time.
Yeah, and they won a Super Bowl in the 2000s. 2001, I believe it was, that they won the Super Bowl.
No, 2001, wasn't that the Patriots?
No, was it the Patriots? Okay, it might have been. 2002, I apologize. 2002, they won the Super Bowl. The following year after the Patriots won.
That was the first one that Patriots won, was 2001, wasn't it?
I
Yes, it
believe
was.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So, yes, the Patriots won in 2001, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were after that. So, yeah, they were a good team. They had a good team. Warren Sapp was a part of that team. He was fantastic on defense.
Right now, I hope you get your stats right, because I know Bill from Pennsylvania is writing all this down, and you're going to get an earful if you are wrong. Okay? You're all done. You're done.
Warren Sapp was on that team. He was very good.
All
He
right?
was very good. Very, very good. I think it's next week. We're going to have a Pennsylvania football, a football today in history next week. We will have a Pennsylvania Today in History with the football next week. I don't think it's this week. I believe it'll be next week we'll have that. We have a good show planned for you today. As I look here at the Facebook, people are checking in. Good morning to everyone on the Facebook, and good morning to everyone out on Radio Land. And
Don't say that.
Radio Land.
I got yelled at by Chris for saying
really?
that.
You
I got
did?
yelled at.
Really?
Yeah. He yelled
Okay,
at me
never
for
mind.
that. Don't say that
On radio.
on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh, my
on
God.
On hometown. You got yelled at?
Yeah, I got yelled at. Yeah, he says don't say that. He explained why. Oh,
Why
you
do you-
cannot say that.
Okay.
No.
All right.
He said.
I won't say. I won't ask.
That's the only time he's ever said anything to me.
I won't ask it. I won't ask why.
All right?
Sorry about that.
He might tell you because he's probably listening.
I won't ask why.
That's right. He can yell at you too because
I won't ask
I took
why.
my medicine like a man.
I
He's
don't
right,
know
though.
why.
I mean, he's been in the industry
Anyway.
for 30-something years.
Anyway,
40 years. He knows.
Yeah, I understand. So everyone on the radio, and
All our listeners.
everyone, all the listeners, this morning, either Facebook or radio.
There's no land, I guess. That's what he told me. There's no.
Okay,
He,
yeah.
he explained it to me in a certain way that was made sense. But I kind of just it was kind of difficult to.
There's
figure
no.
out.
There's no. It's not a country
Right.
of radio.
And he explained that.
Okay, that makes sense now.
No. He explained it to me.
It does. It makes sense.
He explained to me in the professional terms of broadcast and radio, you do not say that.
Okay, well, it makes sense. Okay,
Right. Well, maybe we'll have a talk with you.
whatever.
Let's hope so.
It's fine. I don't know. I didn't know.
You should know.
I didn't know.
right.
Whatever. Oh, you shouldn't know.
It was like 2 years ago I said that.
Whatever. I don't know
I took
if
my
anyone else.
medicine.
I don't know if anyone else
I
has said it
I just
on the
took
air.
my
but-
I took my medicine. He's the professional.
Okay, well, I don't know
He's
if
the-
anyone else has said it on the air,
He's the
but yeah.
professional. He knows.
It's-
He's been doing it for 40 years. We've been doing it for 4. So I tend to listen to him. He's the person who tells you what that's the only thing he's ever said to me as far as what you say, because you got to be careful what you say on the radio. You really got to be careful. And I remember Paul talking about how you really can't talk too much about you can't like sing songs over the radio.
Yeah, I'm not
for the
talking
ASCAP
about
and the,
or politics. I never
I
talk
didn't say
about
Paul. Paul talks about
no, politics.
We're not talking politics.
I know
I didn't
that's
say
a topic.
politics. I
You
didn't
gotta
say
be
Paul.
careful.
I said Paul at last.
You said you have certain things that you can't say on the radio.
No, I'm talking about the whole ASCAP and the whole BMI thing.
Okay, that's a part of it
royalty
too.
thing, yes.
That's a part of it
That's
too.
right, you gotta
And
be
there's also
careful.
topics that you can't. You gotta be careful what you say about. So politics is one of them.
Well, we don't talk politics anyway.
We don't talk about politics anyway. I'm just
So,
saying.
that's
I'm
how
just saying that's a topic that you gotta be careful on.
That's out of the wheelhouse anyway. But I don't think we've talked about politics for the
I think we have once.
whatever.
When it comes to
whatever. Yeah.
local politics,
Yeah,
I think we've done it once.
Right.
And I don't like to do it on my show. Either shows that I do, Middleboro in Review and Middleboro Matters. I don't like
Well,
to do that.
it's a different show. It's a different concept. It's I think, and there's other shows out there, especially Jim DuPont's show. He talks plenty about politics.
Yeah,
local
absolutely,
politics, and,
yeah.
And he's a lot more smarter than me and you about politics. He's a really he knows a lot about politics. That's all I got to say. He's sitting here listening to that man, listening to Jim DuPont, and I'm just like, I'm in awe. Because
Yeah.
the guy is really intelligent. He's a good choice here, and it's and people like his show. So we'll leave the politics.
Okay,
to
what
Jim.
are we talking about here? We're getting off on a tangent on something. one thing is said, and then we get onto a tangent. But anyway, yeah.
Well, you said Radioland, and I had an interest in it. And then it went on from there. Now the dominoes are it's turned into
whatever.
a complete train wreck.
Well, now I know not to,
Oh well,
because you said Chris talked to you about that. So
he did talk to me about that.
I did not know about it. So I did not know about that certain term that you can't say. So.
All right. I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Okay, we gotta move on.
Anyway, we're gonna move on because of the sport. Because of this, we gotta do sports later.
Weather.
We gotta do weather.
All that good
We gotta
stuff.
do weather now. Taunton. Right now, it is nice and sunny outside, Don. Right, nice and sunny. I mean, I can't fully tell because the blinds are closed here, but it looks like it's sunny out here. So outside. So 62 degrees currently outside of our Taunton Federal Credit Union studios. 14 Church Green. 14 Church Green is our location. I know we have the couple of different greens, Church Green, and then we have
Taunton Green.
Taunton Green.
Yep.
We are at Church Green. Just to say that, because I know that has been the confusion on that too. Sometimes someone says the other green. So
I think
we want
Tony.
to say. I think Tony did one time.
And he got a bunch of people calling him, correcting him.
Yes. So it is Church Green. We are at Church Green here. We are across the street from the church. Taunton Federal Credit Union. So 62 degrees currently. Sunny skies. 77 for the high today. Clouds in the sky. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I don't believe we have any rain in the forecast. 84 tomorrow, a chance of rain, chance of thunderstorms, but it is below 50%. So hopefully that stays below 50%. We don't get any rain. Driscoll, Texas, 80 degrees. Don,
Yeah.
want to guess the temperature for today and Driscoll, Texas today?
101.
102.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So it's very, very high today, temperature wise. 78 for the low tonight. If it was 78 for the low tonight here, it would be. No one would be able to sleep. No one would be able to sleep at all. That seems like a very high temperature to have at night. Almost 80 at night. That definitely seems like a high temperature to have. But 102 today. Cloudy skies. It won't be sunny. So maybe that'll help things a little bit. But very hot today.
And
In Driscoll, Texas.
yeah, you have to tell people that. Because
Yes. Yes.
It's like 102 and they're like looking at that,
That's another thing we gotta do. We gotta make sure we say after the weather, after different towns, we say
No, you do
in
that.
this town.
No,
not in-
you do a good job of that.
Yeah,
You really
I just
do.
wanna. I don't do that all the time.
No,
I
you
wanna
do.
Make sure.
I mean, I was surprised you didn't do it this time, but you really do a good job.
I
mean, that's
catch
your
myself not.
Well,
doing
that's your stick. You just do the Driscolls, but
I catch
people
myself sometimes forgetting to do
Well,
it.
people gotta realize, that's your stick, and
Yeah. I catch myself
Okay.
sometimes forgetting to do
Right.
that. Anyway, it's rare. 64 degrees in Middleboro, 77 for the high today, 63 for the low, cloudy skies. Pretty much the same weather in Taunton. From what Taunton is, Middleboro will have. Driscoll, North Dakota, 59 degrees. Sunny skies, 83 today, 59 for the low. We're at the low, so I don't know what it will be tonight, but we are technically at the low when it comes to Driscoll, North Dakota. I think it's one of those things where the low is in the morning.
Again, Joey, it wouldn't be we, it'd be they. Wouldn't it? It would be them.
It'd be they.
Be them.
Whatever. Their low
But you're
is
saying
in the
we.
morning.
But you're saying we.
Okay,
We's here.
fine. I'm messing up all sorts of terms today and all sorts of things.
We got some big names listening to us too. And we got the scouts out there.
Anyway, it's okay.
And the bleachers watching you.
it's okay. At least we're not saying anything that's going to take us off.
I think
the
we're
air.
just having fun. We're just having fun this morning.
We're not saying anything that's taking us off the
I
air.
think we're having a good mood, and it's just whatever.
Anyway,
All right, finish the weather. It's a train
81
wreck of a
tomorrow.
podcast.
81 tomorrow.
Yeah,
In North Dakota.
yeah.
Rain in the forecast.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the same kind of rain, but yeah,
Driscoll, North Dakota.
Driscoll, North Dakota.
We're
So,
gonna
that's
go
good.
there. We're going there, right?
I'd love to at some point. I'd love to do that. I'd love to go to both Driscoll, North Dakota, and Driscoll, Texas. I'd love to do that at one point.
I
We'll
left
see. We'll
left
see
a
if we
message
do
with
that.
the town administrator for Driscoll, Texas.
Yes, you did.
And I never got a call back. But
I haven't gotten a call back either.
I didn't call during business hours. So I got a call during business hours. I just left a message.
Oh, all right. I just opened my email. I got sent a news story for Monday, tomorrow.
Oh, you're doing the news?
Yes, there was a plane crash in Middleboro. Middleboro police and fire departments responded to a plane crash this weekend. So we'll have more on that on tomorrow's news. But yes, I heard about that. I was on Facebook yesterday. I heard about that. So yeah. All right, it is 7:25. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. It is June the 12th. I have to make sure I say Middleboro in Review because sometimes I say Middleboro in Review when it's actually Thursday. Dawn has grilled me on that a couple of times. And sometimes, I don't think I've said it. I don't think I've said Middleboro Matters on Sunday.
No, because you've been planted in this position for 2.5 years.
But on Thursday, I have caught myself saying, this is Middleboro in Review. We'll be right back. I have caught myself doing that.
You know what you should do? You should just write the name of the show and
absolutely.
Stick it right in front of you.
I agree. Absolutely. 100%. So that's this segment. 7:25 a.m. in the morning. You're listening to WVF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We will tell you about the other ways to listen to the show when we return here on Middleboro in Review. It is June 12th, 2022. Okay. Let me get my bumper up. Come on. There we go. Okay, so at least I did something that you did.
What?
The Radioland thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't think it's like bad. I just think you can't say it because
He gave you a technical term. We talked the whole show about it if you want.
No, I'm just saying.
It's a technical term.
It's a
right.
technical term.
It's a technical term. He explained to me. It was kind of confusing what he said.
What did he say?
No, but I mean he's right.
No, because it's not a land. It's
Listeners.
It's listeners.
I think land would be more like a fictional thing. It'd be more, you know what I mean?
Well, like Sealand.
Yeah, I don't know. And it kind of sounds goofy too. Really
yeah,
does.
okay. Yeah, it does.
It sounds
No,
goofy.
I kind of regretted saying it, actually. Because it kind of sounded just goofy to me. But yeah, now I know. Now I know because you said it and you got yelled at, so. So whatever, if I get yelled at, I get yelled at. He has never gotten back to me. I called him a couple of times.
Who?
Jay here. Combat Vets.
For what? I thought everything was all set.
No, I wanted to tell him that, I got in contact with...
Yeah, I mean, I think he's all done with it, I guess.
He said he was all done.
Yeah.
But I wanted to call him and let him know that I got everything all straightened away.
Did you just text him? Just tell him everything's all set and just go on with your life.
Yeah, and I called him about 3 or 4 separate times.
When are you going to talk about this derailment?
Do we have to talk about it?
It's pretty important. It's big news.
Well,
Considering we're a transportation oriented.
yeah, I know, but I kind of want it to be lighthearted today. I don't want to talk about.
Well, you should talk about.
I mean, did anyone die? No one died,
think
right?
it's a quick read. I think you should read it.
No one died, right?
I think you should read it.
Did anyone die?
No.
Alright, I guess I can talk about it.
Splash Street Auto Body.
I just kind of want to be lighthearted today.
We will, but I mean, let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah, I will. I just wanted to be, talking about people who have passed, because of an accident. I kind of want it to be lighthearted. But this is okay. I'll talk about it because it's a train crash. Train derailment. And there's a lot of those now. 508-583-1495. Which is another problem with the MBTA. There's too many derailments. Way too many derailments. They have to get their stuff together with that. There's too many derailments.
We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional.
And this was not operator error
It's
train wise, but operator error.
Yeah, interlocking. I don't think they switched
Which
the
is
interlocking.
not a good thing either.
Middleboro and on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com.
Alright, we'll talk about that coming out. After I say the other ways to listen, I'll talk about that coming out of the break here. Alright. I did say there's other ways to listen, and I would say that. Alright, we're back here on Middleboro Review. It is 7:30 here on Middleboro Review, WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. It is 7:30. We are halfway through the show here on the 12th, the June 12th edition of Middleboro Review. A very important day in television history, June 12th, which little tease for a little bit later on in the show, but today was a very important day in television history. June 12th of 2009. Don,
Yes.
do you have an idea what I'm talking about, or do you not have an idea?
I have no clue.
You have no clue.
No.
Okay, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'll leave you on the edge of your seats. Some people probably know already what I'm talking about. Some of the listeners probably already know what I'm talking about. So I will see if I get a phone call on that. But we'll be talking about that pretty soon here on our Today in History.
Ways to listen? Sir?
Ways to listen. First off, the most important way to listen is here on WVBF 99.7 FM, 1530 AM. Our second most important way to listen to this show is Facebook. Facebook, we have a group. We have not a group, but a page where I post most of my shows. I think I miss a couple of shows where I didn't, post them. But I have most of my shows here there on the Facebook. Not here on the I'm not here on the Facebook. They're on the Facebook, and yeah, they're all there. And Middleboro Review is the place to go and search it up, and you'll find everything.
What's the spelling? The spelling's different.
Middleboro Review. It is BORO, not UGH. I do not use the UGH suffix or whatever the term for that is.
Well, anyone driving around Middleboro, the signs are that way.
Yes.
Just so they fit.
Yes. Yes. I don't use the UGH. So it is BORO. So that's the same thing with the YouTube. Our 2.5 most important way to listen. I say that because I think it's equally as important as the Facebook. Because it is we post the shows onto the Facebook and they go immediately onto the YouTube. So it kind of works in tandem, the YouTube and the Facebook. Those shows are on there as well for anyone to listen to. You do not believe you need a YouTube account to listen to the shows. So yeah. So we'll have that on there too, and some other things as well. And our third way to listen is the TuneIn app, any app that hosts our station. So WVBF on TuneIn, WVBF on other stations as well. Streama is another one.
I got my radio.
My Radio.
Yep.
So there are plenty of apps that host WVBF, and you'll be able to listen to WVBF on those apps. And our fourth way to listen is audio now number, 605-562-7958. Again, 605-562-7958 is the number there to listen to us on your phone. Make sure you have unlimited calling in USA plans, because long distance charges may apply for that. All right, so let's talk about. There was a commuter rail train derailment in Beverly this past week. This happened on Wednesday. Shortly after 4 p.m., a Boston-bound train had a low-speed, upright derailment at Beverly Junction. The MBTA said no injuries reported. 10 passengers were on board, but again, no injuries reported. Trains on the Newbury and Rockport line, Newbury/Rockport line, are experiencing, or were at the time experiencing, delays up to 20 minutes, according to the MBTA website. Shuttle buses have already been scheduled between Orient Heights and Beverly because of construction, and were extended to North Beverly for Rockport trains. I'm guessing that last part is now not happening anymore, because this was a couple of days ago, so I'm assuming that the problem is now fixed. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think so. So yeah, Don, your thoughts on this?
That sounds like an interlock junction, and this sounds like it wasn't switched correctly if it derailed on the interlock. I know they're doing a lot of work up there. They're trying to get the signals done, and you got to give them time to do so. But at the end of the day, when everything's done, if you don't have confidence in your interlocking systems, that means every time you hit one of those interlocks, you got to run 10 miles an hour. So hence takes the whole flavor out of high-speed rail, or what you want to call high-speed rail in the MBTA term. In MBTA land, right? It's not going to be. It's just going to be too slow. They've really. It's week after week you hear about something. I mean, I don't want to kick them every time they have a problem. I know they're doing work up there on those lines, but because of that, it affected two lines. It affected the Rockport and the Newburyport. It's two lines done, and it's just people only got to take shuttle buses for so long, and then they're done. They're gonna drive. To be stuck on a train for a long period of time because of a derailment, and then you're in the shuttle buses, and who knows when you're gonna get to work or get home. They got to do a better job. It's just maybe it wasn't such a big deal, but those cars could have flipped over if they were going any faster. The only reason they probably didn't flip over is because they were going slow. So we have a transportation system that needs a lot of work. We need people to be confident about that transportation system. It needs to run on time. It needs to be dependable. People want to take public transportation, because gas is high and traffic's getting a lot worse. I have a friend of mine who commutes from Medford to Hull every day. The horror. It's terrible, but there's no other way of doing it. This person has to drive. The train would take, even with the traffic that's occurred on that trip, the train would take 3 or 4 hours, considering all the connections. So they really got to have a good idea of. They really got to think about what works for people. Like for people from Hull, for what they want to be in the North Shore, there should be boats that take you there. Ferries. Utilize the ferries. Put more ferries on. I don't know. It's just they talk a mean game about transportation, but I don't see anything really sizable or intelligent being implemented at all. I don't, I think a third grader could do better with crayons than what these people are doing.
And again, it seems like we're bashing on the MBTA a lot, and we hate to do it, but there are problems with the MBTA that need to be addressed and need to be fixed.
Everything. They gotta stop the bus routes in Quincy. I grew up in Quincy. They're pretty much the same from 1981. I mean, I know there's been some different lines put in, but they're pretty much all the same. The lines are all the same. It's just they really need to think things through with everything, with rail. It all goes to one area. Meaning, if you want to go Hingham Hall, there's plenty of business up in the North Shore of Lynn, Medford, that whole Encore area.
Yeah.
That could be all serviced by boats. A big, everything doesn't have to end in Boston.
Yeah.
It can go boom. You can leave Hull, go to Hingham, and then go up to from there. Go to you work your way to maybe East Boston, and then parts of Chelsea, parts of Everett. It's like a big loop. Just have a big circle, and you can connect all these areas. If I know I could get on a boat in Hingham or Hull, and it's going to take me up to the North Shore, up to like probably get as far as Everett, up to the and then shuttle buses and then loop shuttle buses for that area, because it's a lot easier to take a boat to those areas than it is to take a bus, a train, another bus, a train, a bus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 7:41 a.m. We're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have a music segment. We're going to talk a little bit about music for a few minutes. We're going to have a music recommendation, and we're going to have a music topic. We're going to have our music recommendations today. Music recommendation today is a little tease. It'll be about Rod Stewart. It'll be about Rod Stewart today. And our music topic is bands that had a change in the vocal slot that don't get enough credit, that just do not get enough attention and should get more attention. We'll talk a little bit about that when we come back. And we'll also have a little bit of a sports segment. I'll talk about the NHL. I'll talk about the NBA, things like that. All right, we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review for the 12th of June, 2022 on WVBF 1530 AM and 99.7 FM. Okay. 1, 3, 1, enter. So, here's how we're going to do the music topic thing. You list two bands that had a change in vocals that you think people don't give enough notice to.
Don't mention Naomi and Company, all right?
No, I'm not gonna. I'll mention some other bands.
Yeah, I got one in mind.
Okay. I got one in mind too. We'll do one. Because I wanna get to sports. Not two. We'll do one.
Well, I'm thinking. You want me to tell you who I think?
What?
The best way to get past
Who-
this
the band
pandemic is
I
for
wanna talk
everyone
about?
to be
Yeah, what?
vaccinated. For a
Is,
vaccine
Rainbow.
to offer
From
over
Dio
90%
Gambana.
protection
Yes,
against
that one
the
out.
virus or
Yep.
infection is really remarkable.
I'm gonna do.
There's lots of good data
who am
out
I
there
gonna
showing
do?
the
I'm gonna
safety and
do-
efficacy
who am I
of
doing?
vaccines.
If
am I
we
doing?
really
Who am I
wanna
doing? Who am I
see
doing?
our lives get back to normal, we need
I'll
to
do
get
Deep Purple.
people's immunity up
I'll do Deep Purple, I
worldwide.
think.
And vaccination is the number one thing we can do.
I'll do Deep Purple because I don't think.
Millions of data
I mean that
to prove vaccine safety.
lineup's gotten a lot of notice, but I think they need more.
50 and up, and I'll get a second booster. Find a location at
They need more.
vaxfinder.mass.gov.
Complaining.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred
I think
serves the residents of the town.
my one will be Deep Purple.
Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart.
So
Church
that's what we'll have when we come back.
At this
For the
time,
people
we
listening
serve
on the Facebook.
approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna change mine. I won't say what mine is.
What are you talking about?
A band that had a change in in the vocal slot that doesn't get enough attention.
We'll go with your recommendation. I don't know. You want to talk about two of them?
One each. You'll talk about Rainbow, and I'm gonna talk about Pink Floyd.
Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all.
I'd just rather talk about one. You don't want to talk about Rainbow? I don't know anything about Pink Floyd.
I know a little bit.
Then why don't we just do it with a Rainbow?
I know. Well, I want to do one each because we're the hosts. I'm not just gonna talk about your.
Well, just talk about Pink Floyd. I don't have to talk. I can just listen to you. I don't have to say one.
No, I want you to be involved.
50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces.
I would kind of like you to be involved. I mean,
I'd rather work. I'd just rather be in depth on one band instead of two. It's just easier that way. You know what I mean?
all right, fine. We'll talk about Rainbow. I mean, I don't know.
Facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the
I don't know enough about Pink Floyd. I really don't. They really don't light my fire. Pink Floyd, you know what I mean?
That's why they're my recommendations. You can just sit back and listen.
Well, just to talk about them then, and I'll just sit back and listen. I don't have to talk about Rainbow. Doesn't matter.
Williams Trading Post.
Just stay with my
No,
mouth
because
shut.
that doesn't. No, because that would.
To get
No.
a gift for a friend or family member
No.
this spring. They sell fruit trees, garden supplies,
We'll just do
and much
Rainbow.
more. They also have an antique shop.
Like, I guess if you want to do it that way,
To Wednesday, 10 to 5.
whatever. That's fine.
Thursday
We'll
through
just do that.
Sunday, 9 to 5. Visit them at 556 Wareham Street or call 508-947-1598.
Okay. Alright, there we go. Gotta get that looked at. The instant replay thing. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 and 0. Okay, we're back here on the Facebook here as I turn that down. And we're back here on the show, on the radio program. Here, I said we're back here on the Facebook. We're on Facebook, but yeah. All right, we're not broadcasting from there. Anyway, what we were talking about? What were we talking about? Oh yes, the music recommendations.
Oh, you're good.
we have a music recommendation real quick, and that music recommendation today. Every couple of weeks, we like to do music recommendations. Just get some music out there for people to listen to. And today's music recommendation is Rod Stewart. Specifically, the song "Forever Young." That song, very fantastic song from late '80s. Rod Stewart, which I don't think gets enough attention. I think he has done some really good material in the late '80s and 90s and beyond. I think he's done some pretty good material. I don't think he gets enough attention. I think he does very good on a lot of that music in the 80s and 90s. But Forever Young was a huge hit for him in the late 80s. And it's off of the album Out of Order, which was released in May of 1988. And has a couple of notable members. Andy Taylor, who was a former member of Duran Duran. The members of Power Station. And bassist Bernard Edwards, formerly of the band Chick. Chick drummer Tony Thompson also plays on the record as well. Bob Dylan has some credit on this album for the song "Forever Young," because his version of "Forever Young" I think is kind of a similar thing to what Rod Stewart did on the album. So Rod Stewart contacted Bob Dylan, and they kind of have royalties with that song. So yeah, and also. In January of 1989, immediately following the broadcast of Super Bowl 23, NBC Sports used Forever Young as the soundtrack for the Year in Review montage, showcasing highlights from the 88 Summer Olympics, 88 World Series, and 89 Fiesta Bowl, and the Super Bowl as well. All 4 events had been broadcasted on NBC. All right. So that is our music recommendation for today. Our music topic, real quick. A band that has had a lineup change in the vocal slot that we think does not get enough credit. And that band today is Rainbow. Don, what particular vocal artist are we talking about today?
Well, it's hard to overshadow the great Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
He did the first 3 Rainbow albums. He did Richie Blackmore Rainbow in 75, he did Rainbow Rising in 76, and he did Long Live Rock and Roll in 1978. Anybody who knows Ronnie James Dio knows that he is a powerhouse vocalist. Yes. He is my favorite. He passed away in 2010, but he's still my favorite vocalist.
Yep.
The man is unbelievable. For such a, he's just all power. He's just all sound. He just brings something to your soul, in my opinion.
Yeah, he started in the early '60s, right. And with doo-wop bands,
right?
And he gradually got into the blues with Elf, and gradually and heavy metal and hard rock.
Right, and his big break was in 1974 when Elf toured with Deep Purple at the time. They were touring the Burn album, Deep Purple, and Richie Blackmore really liked them. And even when Deep Purple was touring and working on their 1975 album Stormbringer, they all went into the Elf band, and Richie Blackmore went in and put that first album together. Mm-hmm. And then I guess, like anybody, even Richie Blackmore was one of the greatest guitarists in my opinion. He fell in love with Ronnie James Dio, his vocals and stuff, and they started. But at some point, Ronnie got a little aggravated, disillusioned with that lineup, that band, maybe with Richie. Richie was always a tough guy to work with.
And he got a promotion as well.
Well, yeah, he went
when
on
it comes to the music world.
Yeah, he went on to another band.
Yeah, he went on to another band.
All right. But who replaced him in 1980 is a sort of unknown. His name was Graham Bonnet.
Yeah.
And the name of the album was Down to Earth. And some of the tracks listed on this: All Night Long, Eyes of the World, No Time to Lose, Making Love. Since You've Been Gone was the big radio hit.
Since You've Been Gone was a massive radio hit.
Big radio hit. I think everyone knows that. I can't sing it on the air.
No.
Love Is No Friend, Danger Zone, and Lost in Hollywood. Cozy Powell, drums. Richie Blackmore on bass. They brought back the bass player from Mark II Deep Purple, Roger Glover, who I think he produced the album. Maybe.
Roger Glover produced a lot of albums.
Right. Exactly.
A lot of albums.
Right. Graham Bonnet, like we mentioned, and Don Airey was sort of a keyboardist. New, he's pretty much new, but he was great. But this singing style in this album just is awesome.
Yes.
It just blew me away. It's not as good. He's not as good a singer as Dio.
Yeah.
But this was like, and he only did one album, and he left, and then Joe Lynn Turner went on to do 3 more albums.
Yeah.
And he's a decent singer too. I like Joe Lynn Turner.
And then after that, there was one more singer.
Right. So, but that, in my opinion, is like one of those albums and one of those singers that didn't get enough recognition, because if you listen to this album, it is a strong album. And it's not all, there's a couple poppy songs in here, and that's one of the reasons Dio left, because he didn't want to do pop stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do pop music. But in a way, this is a well put together album and a strong vocal performance by Mr. Bonnet.
And a quick thought on the Rainbow topic as well. That last album that had Doogie White on it, also I think is very good. I think there's some good stuff on there, and definitely needs.
Yeah, 1995.
Definitely should have more
He put that together, and then Richie Blackmore went on to Blackmore Night with his wife Candace Knight.
Yes, and some of that's really good too. So
there's if you go on YouTube and you type in Blackmore's Night and you like that Renaissance music, it's great.
It is,
and she is a beautiful woman, beautiful voice, great singer. It's like a love story. They're married. And
absolutely.
They play together, and you can just see. You watch the videos, you can see in their eyes that at that age they're still in love and whatever.
Yeah.
So you listen to the music and you watch the videos, you can kind of pick up on that. It's nice, I think. But then to cap Rainbow off, we're gonna finish it up in 2015. He got together with a singer named Ronnie Romano from Chile.
And he's fantastic.
And I think he did a couple. They did a couple cuts. They did a couple singles in and around that time, and they toured, but they never put a full album out. So I'm kind of still waiting on that. And now Ronnie Romano's with. Who's he with? Ronnie Romano's with. Come on.
Michael
Michael
currently
Schenker.
he's with Michael Schenker.
Michael Schenker Group.
Currently.
But this guy Ronnie Romano, to me, is unbelievable singer. He reminds me of Dio.
Actually, Ronnie Romero's with a lot of different people.
Yeah, he's just got this guy's just great. But that's a nutshell. But Graham Bonnet, he's a great. And actually, we're talking about Michael Schenker. Graham Bonnet did one album with Michael Schenker.
Yes, and we're talking about Roger Glover. Roger Glover produced an album for Michael Schenker, and that was the first solo album that he did.
So you can get caught up in all this family tree bands. That's one band, and
Deep Purple, the Deep Purple family tree is massive.
Black Sabbath, even Emerson Lake.
Michael Schenker, isn't it?
Even Emerson Lake and Palmer, because there was an Emerson Lake and Powell in 1986.
Yeah, so everybody's in that tree.
Right.
All right, our today in histories. 1910. Battle of Augsburg. The Hungarians defeat the East Frankish army under King Louis the Child, who I believe was in his teens during this battle, using the famous feigned tactic, retreat tactic of the nomadic warriors. So an army would retreat and drag the chasing army in, and then they would attack and they would defeat that army. 1775, American War of Independence. British General Thomas Gage declares martial law in Massachusetts. The British offer a pardon to all colonists to lay down their arms, but there would only be two exceptions to that amnesty. Samuel Adams and John Hancock, if captured, were to be hanged. 1981, the first of the Indiana Jones film franchise, The Raiders of the Lost Ark, is released in theaters. This would really kind of tip off Harrison Ford's second massive franchise that he was in. Star Wars. He was in Star Wars, and he was also in Indiana Jones. Both of those franchises are massive.
You can't forget about Clear and Present Danger, all the Jack Ryan. I mean, he did do all the Jack Ryan stuff.
Yep.
And The Fugitive.
Yeah. And there was a lot of great.
But Joey, just don't forget the state television history today. You told the listeners.
Yes, we're getting to that right now. June 12th, 2009. The analog era ends for TV. excluding low-powered stations, which I believe up until about a year ago, some of them were still on the air, but they were slowly going off the air there with those. Switch to digital television. So all analog television stations switching to digital television following the DTV Delay Act. So that took effect June 12th of 2009. So that was a end of an era for television, the end of the analog era. Birthdays: 1924, George H.W. Bush, American lieutenant and politician, the 41st president of the United States. 1929, Anne Frank, a German-Dutch victim of the Holocaust. She had a diary that she wrote in, and it was made into a book, and it is a fantastic book. 1930, Jim Nabors, American actor and singer. 1971, WWE and WWF wrestler Mark Henry. 1977, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. And 19 years ago today, June 12th, 2003, we lost Gregory Peck, the famous American actor and political activist. All right, that will do it for today's program. And I hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll be back next week, June 19th, 2022. Bye-bye, everybody.
Enjoy the beautiful weather, everybody.
Okay.
Right on 8. Good job.
What?
I said right on it, right on 8.
Yeah, let me just get my news together. Bye-bye, everybody.